Hey and welcome back to my corner. Today we're going to be talking about Halo 3. Not only is it known for its legendary campaign, honestly it's the best in the series, but it's also very well known for its multiplayer. Now why is this game so beloved? Well, let me give you an answer campaign-wise. Cortana gives us an introduction by telling us how she picked Chief. She explains that she picked him because he was lucky. I mean, to be certain, Chief's gonna need all the luck he can get because you see that little dot thing? That's him riding a fucking door. Cut back to God knows how many hours later, and we find out that Chief might be dead from dropping 2 kilometers. Sergeant Johnson commits larceny. Then all of a sudden he realizes the Chief isn't dead. They squabble a little and the Chief gets his card back. You know, the card that had Cortana on it. Sergeant Johnson asks where Cortana is. Would you believe me if I told you she was still on High Charity? Oh, by the way, these hallucinations happen through the entire game, so get ready for more of them. They're all annoying. Now we have the best tutorial in the entire series, and I'm gonna play it for you in full. Guess what? That was the entire tutorial. Bungie finally did something right! Chief sees something quirky, so he decides to shoot first, ask questions later. Oh, would you look at that? It's Arby. Remember him? Yep, that's the one. Johnson tells Chief that the elites and humans are now friendly towards each other. Johnson hands us an AR, and here we are. Chief and Johnson split ways as we all go through the forest fighting through Covenant forces. We finally make it to 2 Pelicans and...
Get a hold of her! Negative! We're going down!
Well, that's the single most depressing thing I've seen so far. So now our task is to find the crashed Pelican that Johnson just so happened to be on. On our way, we find another sniper's alley. Yay. After that, we finally catch up to Johnson and his men as they're retreating into a cave. Quickly making it into the cave, we discover that somehow Johnson has been captured. For God's sake, it hasn't even been that long. So it's time to free him and head back to base. Once we make it back to base, we end up in a meeting with Miranda Keyes. Side note, this part with Miranda Keyes really feels as if we're playing a make-believe game, which is most emphasized by this line.
Ma'am, squad leaders are requesting a rally point. Where should they go?
To war.
But before that line, the Prophet of Truth decides to be annoying by giving the facility a temporary blackout and a transmission. So now it's time to head to the armory and fight. We hold off some waves of Covenant and let some Marines escape. We go back to the Ops Center to discover that there's a bomb. Turns out the plan is to blow up the station with all the Covenant forces in it. Then we go and rescue the Marines in the barracks. They all get evacuated, including Arby. So I guess I'm just left all alone now. We discover that a team of brutes have disarmed the bomb. Consider helping, you Sangheili prick. And we kill this team of brutes all on our own. Look at that, I didn't need you, asshole. Chief rearms the bomb and then makes it all the way back to the hangar to where he can save himself on the elevator.
This place will become your home. This place will become your tomb.
Holy shit, is Chief dead? Turns out not, and apparently there are a bunch of Marines that weren't evacuated. Moving on from that, Miranda Keyes tells us to find transport, in the other room, and tells us to go to Void. If you don't know, that's right here. We find some Marines and aid them by killing all the Covenant here. I decide to grab a Wraith, and then we head up the road to fight more Covenant. Waves later, we finally broke the barrier blocking the road. Chief takes a moment to look at the excavation site while Lord Hood gives an inspirational speech, and then Chief gets into a caravan headed for Void. Once we make it here, Commander Keyes tells us we need to clear the area of anti-air. You know, 'cause we're pro-air. Bad joke, I get it. The reason we're doing this is because the Prophet of Truth has found the Ark. After clearing the anti-air here, we have to move on to the next area and clear the anti-air there. Would you look at that? We're fighting another scarab. I guess the one from last time decided to have a rematch. On the way to the last anti-air, we decide to kill some hunters. And you know, with this cannon, you could go charging up the hill and take it out that way, or... Eat it, Bungie! And because we took out anti-air, railguns are now gonna fire at the Prophet of Truth. Not like that stops him or anything. We find out that the Prophet of Truth has not at all found the Ark, but he's found a portal. Where this portal leads is unknown. Chief? Did I go mentally ill, or did I just see the flood crash land on Earth? Back in 2007 with Halo 3, advanced spore theory didn't exist, but now that it does, that's complete justification for the glassing of the entire planet, which is why you should use Epic Will, because no one is gonna survive that. And am I sponsored? No, but you should really get a will. We're all gonna die one day. Ah, yes, Watergate, Russiagate, Gamergate, and now Floodgate. What a great name. Our goal now is to blow up the flood ship, which will destroy the entire city, but at least it'll kill all the flood. Well, silver lining, at least there's a Marine that's alive here.
They were all infected. I could see it crawling, sliding around beneath their skin. Oh. And then they got up, started to talk. Oh God, their voices. Oh God, no, make them stop.
That's disturbing. Fun fact, there's supposed to be a pistol in that Marine's hand. And here I thought playing the 360 version would make me avoid all these glitches. But, nope. Would you look at that? Elites decide to come to our aid. We advance on the flood ship to try to blow it up. But then all of a sudden we find out that Cortana's on it.
It's Cortana, Chief. She's on that ship. Find her.
Isn't she on High Charity? We will answer that later. Fun fact, the Gravemind can give these annoying ass speeches too. We retrieve Cortana and this son of a bitch comes back. At least he keeps the combat form from getting back up. Chief rightfully doesn't trust 343. 343 now says he's loyal, I guess. And they both head to the Sangheili cruiser above. Oh, and by the way, they never did blow up that flood ship, and the Sangheili glassed half of Africa, which for the record, they were completely justified in glassing the entire planet because of this. And Lord Hood is still complaining about this. Someone get this man a medal. We find out that that's not actually Cortana, but instead, it's just a message. Lord Hood does not trust Cortana in this case. Chief does trust her, and therefore Lord Hood stays behind while everyone else goes through the portal. Welcome to the other side. Turns out the Ark is on the other side of the portal. As the space battle commences, we have a landing force, and Chief is a part of it. Once we land, right out the bat, we got ourselves a sniper's alley. Again, Chief takes a newly acquired Prowler and some mongooses to this area so he can clear a landing zone for the forward unto dawn. We acquire a Scorpion so we can make it back to this area so we can break into this room. Once we're in there, we raise a bridge for the rest of our forces. Oh, look at that, we got another Scorpion to kill. Well, that was easy. Next, we move through various hallways to get to the cartographer of the Ark. The cartographer shows where we are and where Truth is, and then a phantom shows up. So now it's time to go downstairs and kill some brutes in order to be picked up. And we end up finding some sentinels that don't attack us for whatever reason. We collectively make it to where the Prophet of Truth is, but he's being protected by a barrier. There are 3 pylons to shut down before the barrier falls. We're going to the first one, Arby's going to the second one, Johnson's going to the third one. God, this scene's amazing.
Go, go!
After landing and taking out the anti-air as well as taking out the squad of Covenant, we drive towards the first pylon. After fighting our way up, we manage to shut down the first pylon. And look at that, it's all synchronized. Pylon 1 is down, Pylon 2 is down, and... Johnson, why'd you screw up the synchronization? Turns out he's been captured, so we're gonna have to shut it down ourselves. After driving down to the beach, Chief picks up a Hornet so that he can fly to the third pylon. After taking out the anti-air, God, I guess we really are pro-air. We fight up the pylon and shut it down. Wait, the flood's here? Oh God, that's gonna make everything terrible. Due to advanced spore theory, the proper containment for this should be nuking that entire cruiser with everyone in it. Great, we gotta deal with the flood now. Wow. After escaping the third pylon, we advance on the control room of the Ark in a Scorpion, so that's always fun. Really? More scarabs? When will you ever learn? After gaining access to the control room, we discover a glitch that's in every version of this game. You see, on the screen, it's a brute miner beating up Johnson. But when we actually go to Johnson, it's a chieftain. And yes, there's a way to fix this by causing another glitch. It's called the Time Traveler glitch. Step 1, hijack a ghost. Step 2, boost up this mountain. You also happen to see the secret marine of this game. Step 3, fall down this invisible cliff. It'll teleport you to the other side of the mountain. Step 4, boost up that side of the mountain until you find this area here. Go to the other side of the pylon and then head forward. This should teleport you back to the other side of the mountain. Get to this point and wait for it to say loading done, and then slide down. Walk to the Hornets, ignore the scarabs, and the door should be wide open. If you did it right, you'll make it to the end of the hallway without any Cortana hallucinations. And those hallucinations will play over this cutscene while the main background music is still playing. And you'll see on the screen that it's a brute chieftain holding Johnson. The Prophet of Truth is trying to get Sergeant Johnson to activate all the rings. However, Johnson is protesting. And I apologize for not clarifying it last time because you also saw this in Halo 2. Miranda Keyes activating the Halo ring in that case. And the reason is humans possess the mantle of responsibility given to them by the Forerunners. Therefore, they can activate the rings. Then Miranda Keyes decides to break in, kill some brutes, and...
Now! No!
Well, survival of the fittest. Somehow the Prophet of Truth got out of his throne and shot Miranda. Yes, he can walk. And Johnson finally activates the rings. With help, anyway. Want to know something more surprising than Daily Wire starting a chocolate company? Link to that video in the description. The Flood actually team up with Chief. And no, it's not out of the goodness of whatever heart exists. It's because the Gravemind realizes that he cannot deactivate the rings. He needs a human to do it. So leaving Chief uninfected and actually helping him would benefit the Gravemind. Making it across the bridge with Flood as allies, freeing Sergeant Johnson, and killing the apparently infected Truth. Fun fact, Chief has been present for every single death of every single Prophet. He killed Regret, he let Mercy die, and he watched Arby kill Truth. Johnson carries Miranda's corpse back into the Pelican. The Gravemind's tentacles show up to try to keep them all from escaping. Johnson gets away, but Chief and Arby don't, so they have to fight their way out. Another crossing of the bridge later, and we go down the hole of safety. Then we all find out that the Ark was building another Halo ring. This one was to replace the one we blew up. Surprisingly, our plan is to light this ring, but in order to do that, we need the index. And instead of going through the library again, we can just use Cortana. Because, remember, I don't know if you know this, but Cortana still has the index from 04. And besides, Chief wants to make sure he has Cortana and keep his promise. Chief heads back to High Charity to retrieve Cortana. Eventually, he gets there going deep enough into the flood-infested High Charity. Chief exposes the reactor cores, he blows them up, we escape. Right as we're getting to this Pelican we found at the beginning of the mission, Arby shows up for whatever reason, so he comes with us. We fly to the new Halo ring and end up crash landing near the new control room. Fighting our way up, we eventually get inside. 343 tells us that we can't fire the ring for another few days because it's not ready, and if we fire it prematurely, it will break. Johnson insists on firing it anyway, and 343 turns on us. by killing Johnson. So, wow, boss fight. Finally, you get to beat the shit out of this asshole. Johnson gives you his Spartan laser, and you do what must be done. Sergeant Johnson's last words being, "Send me out with a bang." So we light the ring, and now we have to escape. Otherwise, we'll die. Which leads to the best Warthog run in the entire series. But what's great about this Warthog run is you don't even need a Warthog to do it. You can do it with a mongoose, as I did in the footage you're watching now.
80% charged.
We make it to the Forward Onto Dawn, we escape the ring's blast. Back to Earth on March 9th, 2553, there's a ceremony for all those who died during the events of Halo 3. Turns out that only the front half of the Forward Onto Dawn made it to Earth, and that half had Arby in it. Chief was in the back half, so Chief is presumed dead. And then we cut to Chief very much not being dead. Because he's out in the middle of nowhere, he has to go into cryo sleep, and he'll be in that for God knows how long. And then we see the back half of the Forward Onto Dawn drift towards a shield planet. Now you might be wondering, how long is he in cryosleep? What is that shield planet? I'm not telling you right now. That will be answered in Halo 4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Now to the fine people on Rumble, follow me there. And if you're on YouTube, go to Rumble. It's better. If you did share the video, I wouldn't mind at all. And I hope you all have a good day. See ya!